Boy math, trying to get your brain to figure out, okay, like, a 155 in college basketball. What do we need for the fouls? How much does a team have to be up late to be in that foul zone? That's boy math.
Also stopping the gas pump right when it hits $20.
Yeah.
That's boy math.
Boy math.
So,
not counting calories when you're eating standing up.
Yep.
Boy math.
Also facts.
On today's Part of My Take, we have the divisional round recap. Our NFC and AFC championships are set. There are 4 teams left. That was a roller coaster of a weekend. We're going to recap everything. We're going to do fastest 2 minutes. Some great games, some teams that looked awesome. We're also going to do Who's Back of the Week. Before we get to all of that, we're brought to you by our friends at Game Time. If you're looking to go to maybe the AFC or NFC championship game, Game Time is what you need right now. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. I've used Game Time for everything. Last-second football tickets, baseball tickets. I've gone to comedy shows. Game Time has it all. And you can browse. You can go through the Game Time app. You can see everything they have in your city. Or if you're traveling for something, Game Time will be there for you. So they're obsessed with finding ways to help you save money on tickets. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event. Even an hour after it starts, it's the place to find last-minute seats. Find exclusive flash deals and sponsored deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Plus, right now, if you're going to the big game, they have a great offer of $100 off your ticket with code BARSTOOL100. The offer is valid for new and returning users, so you get your big game tickets on Game Time now with code BARSTOOL100. So go right now. You can save money on your drinks at the game. You can save money on your snacks at the game. When you use Barstool 100, that's a huge deal. Go to the AFC Championship game. Go to the NFC Championship game. If you're in Baltimore or Santa Clara, go and save $100 on those tickets right now with code Barstool 100. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account. Use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code PMT for $20 off, or use code Barstool100 for $100 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take. Today is Monday, January 22nd, and it's NFL Divisional Round. What? Not gonna get him. We start in Baltimore, where Steven the Sims gave the Texans a fake life with a first-half punt return for a touchdown. But LaMarcha the Penguins Jackson, who was the star of the movie as he waddled all over the icy turf of Baltimore, running for 102 scores. Admiral Nelson Aguilar was rumming through the back of the end zone on a dark and stormy day, and it's time to tuck in P.J. Stroud in his jams as the Texans season goes night-night. Ravens 34, Texans 10.
Out west, as the darkness was creeping over Palo Alto, Packers fans were screaming, "I believe in a thing called love." The Niners quarterback had to block out all the haters as he battled through a Brocky performance, but he came through in the end, and he proclaimed, "Let there be Brock." They were handing out free scoops of touchdowns at the McCaffrey-teria, and Dre Green Law and Order was restored in the end as Salamanders Carlson wants to crawl under a warm rock as the Packers are off to see the lizard, the wonderful lizard of the Oz season. Niners 24, Packers 21.
On Sunday, Jared Naked Ladies and the Lions had 1 week to think about this game in the old apartment for a ticket to the NFC Championship game. Jameer Libbs ran left, gaining 6 feet of separation for the Big Blue, reminding Lions fans of another B. Sanders they all adore. I'm once again asking you to run the ball, Dan Campbell. The Bucs made a valiant comeback, Mike Tyler Blevins looked at his special teams coach and said, "I'll never understand how college and NFL teams allow kickers that just miss." Would love opinions on this. Derek Barnes and Noble made it so it wasn't such a hard cover for Lions fans at the end as he sealed the trip to San Francisco with an interception. The Detroit Lions are in the NFC Championship game. Huh? Lions 31, Bucs 23.
And we finish in Buffalo as Taylor Swift stopped by on her New Eras tour.
It's actually called Highmark Stadium Boom.
Travis Kelce scored twice, throwing up a heart, taunting Damar Hamlin. And he took that personally, calling his own number on a fake punt and getting a busy signal. Mecole Hardman coughed the ball up, giving the Bills life, but it was Tyler Bass who clearly didn't take any of Sean McDermott's speech to heart as he failed to hit either of the two uprights. No one kicks it right in
crucial moments
like the Buffalo Bills. Chiefs 27, the Bills 24.
And that was fastest 2 minutes from the divisional round, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. The Chevy Silverado has commanding and unstoppable grit, legendary capability, and dependability too. We've all spent seat time as they call it in the biz, behind the wheel of a Silverado, and we're not just truck guys, we're Chevy truck guys. You know about the ZR2 family of trucks, lifted and ready for anything right from the factory. Now Silverado is taking it all to the next level with even more Silverado truck tech, like available Super Cruise. Only Super Cruise lets you drive hands-free and tow hands-free on more than 400,000 miles of compatible roads. With over 138 million miles of hands-free driving by customers, Super Cruise will help you get to your adventure energized, and it'll help drive you home. Go to Chevy.com where you can check out Silverado, build your own Silverado online, and learn important details about Super Cruise. Okay, divisional round in the books. PFT, I feel like I got punched with the amount of football we watched because it was such high-stakes football, and it was like good game after good game. The first game wasn't great. We're going to get to every game, but big moments after big moments. It was awesome.
This is my favorite week of football. It always is. Every year, divisional round. Super wild card weekend is nice just because they put the super on there. You get amped up about that. But divisional round, you get good teams. You weed out some of the phonies.
I have a take. I kind of like Championship Sunday the most because listen, I know it's less football, but there's just something special about booking a trip to the Super Bowl. It's like feels historic. I don't know.
Well, like as a fan, if you're a fan of one of the
just watching it, even if you're not a fan of either team, it's like, well, this is the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl means so much. Like, and you get that week where like all the fans of the team that booked it, it's like you don't have to think about the game. You just get to celebrate it.
This is, to me, even better than Super Bowl weekend. I'm kind of like Belichick. You get the championship trophy, just hand it right back. Here you go. I don't even look at this. I like divisional round, man.
It was awesome. It was an awesome weekend.
It's just data too. Like if one of the games is a stinker.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. There's a high likelihood that one of the games will be a blowout, and you're like, fuck, I feel unfulfilled. But yeah, this was a great weekend.
It was
great weekend of football.
It was good. I think for the most part, the better teams won.
Yeah,
we can say that, right?
Yeah, I actually think all four better teams won.
I think so.
I think all four better teams won.
So we're gonna
think about it. I have no qualms with the four advancing.
Yeah, we're gonna get great matchups in the championship weekend.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, the two best teams in each conference are in the championship game.
And we're in a little bit of a pickle on the NFC side.
Yes. Well, we have friends on both sides.
Just points. Just give me points.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Ravens 34, Texans 10. The first game on Saturday. We could talk about the Texans later and how this season was great for them, but this was the Ravens, what I thought was my don't overthink it game of the weekend. The Ravens defense was the story of this game because it felt like everyone was saying, ooh, rest versus Russ, how's Lamar and the offense going to look? The Ravens defense was so good that they let Lamar and the offense get a half of getting their feet wet. And then in the second half, they completely destroyed them.
They made adjustments at halftime, yeah.
But the Ravens defense was good for the whole game.
Ravens defense was awesome the entire time.
They're so goddamn tough and like nasty.
The Texans weren't able to do anything.
No,
they did nothing on offense. I don't think they ran a play inside the red zone the entire time.
No, they couldn't run the ball at all, and it felt like every coverage that they were like the Ravens. What the Ravens do so well too is they don't even have like these elite pass rushers. They have guys. Obviously, they're very, very good. But their coverage is like confuses quarterbacks so much that they just always are being able to get to the passer because it's just there's nothing there.
Yeah, the only time the Texans were able to do anything offensively is if C.J. Stroud made an incredible throw and broke off a chunk of like 20, 25 yards, and it was in like the tightest windows possible, had to hit his guy in stride. It had to be a perfect throw.
It was that.
Besides that, there was absolutely nothing that the Texans could do on that side of the ball.
It was that first half play where he like rolled out, and I can't remember who he hit. It might have been Singletary, who Patrick Queen was guarding him, and it was like Patrick Queen was completely smothering him, and C.J. Stroud put it in the only spot that he could catch it. And we all were like, damn, C.J. Stroud. And then we had a moment and realized that's not really sustainable offense. Because that was basically the perfect pass to get a good play, and they weren't able to do that over and over and again.
Yeah, that was the only offense that the Texans had. Besides that, they did absolutely nothing. The Ravens defense was incredible. In the second half, whatever they figured out at halftime to adjust, because the Texans, they blitzed way more than the Ravens were expecting.
I give him credit. I give D'Amico credit.
It worked.
Like, we're going to just try to do this.
So the Texans did, I think, everything that the Texans could possibly do in this game. I think they just ran into a limitation of like who the Texans are versus who the Ravens are.
Right.
They kept it close in the first half. It was 10-10 going into halftime, right?
Yep.
It was tied up. And they were blitzing, I think, 70% of the time, which is not something that D'Amico Ryans does. But he's like, we got to do something different. We got to, like, coaches have to win this game for us.
And you saw it. Lamar ran for 100 yards, and there was a couple where it was like, oh, everyone's blitzing around the edge. Let me just run for 30 yards in the middle of the field.
Yeah, they did a couple of those sweet design keepers where Lamar would, like, fake the handoff, tuck the ball, and just sprint around the edge. And then they started running pass variations on that same play.
Yep.
At that point, the Texans are like, well, we can't do anything.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do.
We did. So if you're a Texans fan, you don't hang your head. Nothing to hang your head about this season.
No, it's an incredible season.
Great season. And you know, I think if you're a Texans fan, you know what you have to do in the offseason to get better, but at least you know that you have hope now. Like your window is beginning to open.
Yes, wide open window. I did not realize until they showed the graphic that the Texans are the only franchise in the NFL to never be in a conference championship game. That's a bummer.
Well, yeah, that's because it started in, 2001?
So did the Jaguars.
So the Jaguars.
The Panthers have been in a Super Bowl.
Well, the Jaguars, Panthers, that was 96, 97?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a bummer for Texans fans. You had some good teams. You had some good talent.
Yeah, it just sucks because this was, it was a great season, a great first season for C.J. Stroud. I called it the best rookie year for a QB ever. And you just ran into an absolute buzzsaw. And the Ravens have been demolishing teams. Like, this is always happens where the teams that get the bye, you kind of forget that they're there because you watch 6 games of playoff football on Super Wildcard Weekend. And then the Ravens, again, they started a little slow on offense, but their defense was ready from the first whistle. And the Ravens are the only team to shut out the Texans from the end zone this entire season. And also they did it twice.
Pretty impressive.
So no one else did it even once. The Ravens did it twice. I know it was C.J. Stroud's first start week 1, but still, that's a hell of an accomplishment when the Texans offense had been playing very, very well down the stretch.
Yeah, your first and last game of the season as Texans, or just getting your ass kicked by the Ravens. This fucking guy.
The offense did not score any touchdowns.
Their special teams was the difference maker for them. That's how they got their points for the Texans. But yeah, they did nothing on offense the entire time. And C.J. Stroud did play really well in the first half, I thought. Given the circumstances against that team, he did everything that he could. And I have a take because I saw a lot of people saying that C.J. Stroud, the news kind of came out that cognition test thing, it was a fake test.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, so it was not the real test, apparently. Apparently, C.J. Didn't want to take the test because he's like, fuck this, I'm not going to take your fake test that I'm not getting paid for. I'm tired and I'm hungry, and it's 11 o'clock at night. I just got into town. And so somebody leaked his test result. Was it even his?
Yeah.
People are saying that he should sue the S2 people. I disagree. I think that David Tepper should sue the S2 people because I am studying for the bar exam, and you have to prove that you have like financial damages and liability. David Tepper could very easily be like, you fucked over my entire operation.
But then where does it stop? Because then David Tepper could also sue the restaurant that had the scallops on the menu.
That's true. That was entrapment. Yeah, he could also sue himself.
He could sue himself. The S2 cognition test or whatever the fuck it's called, nice one. Nice try, guys. Tried to pull a fast one on us.
Yeah.
Because you had it leaked that CJ Stroud performed poorly on it, and then CJ Stroud was absolutely incredible. And the one thing that your test was supposed to test was anticipation and processing, and CJ Stroud is incredible at both of those things. So then you're like, hey, how can we make it so that people still think our test means something? Oh, we'll just say that it was an incorrect test score, and it never should have been counted.
It was a nice run we had.
Nice try, S2. We're going to remember this one because they're literally just trying to cover their ass. We're like, combine season's coming up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no. That whole CJ Stroud thing, like S2 people probably were rooting against CJ Stroud every single week so that they could say their test shows everything, and like it is the one key that every franchise needs is that single test. And then when CJ Stroud ended up being incredible and rookie of the year and all these things, they have to cover their ass some way. So they're like, haha, just a prank.
Yeah, go back to measuring skulls.
Yeah.
How about that? Figure out some other angle that nobody has yet.
Yeah. A couple other things I want to talk about. Playoff Dalvin. He had a nice long run, and I wouldn't mention Playoff Dalvin because he wasn't really in the game much. But Playoff Dalvin then went on a retweet spree about Playoff Dalvin that I just love. He was retweeting everyone who was talking about Dalvin Cook. We bet on him over 8.5 yards. He was retweeting us. The Ravens tweeted when 31's number's called, he's going to answer just that one run, and he just said, keep calling. Mm-hmm. And then he just easy money. He had just a bunch of like, stay healthy and keep moving forward, a bunch of pictures. I loved it. He's pumped to be playoff Dalvin.
Yeah, playoff Dalvin is.
You would have thought
legit. He's got some spunk in those legs,
and it was just because Gus Edwards got hurt.
Yeah, no. If you looked at Dalvin Cook's Twitter, you would have thought he had like 25 carries for 100.
What did he end with?
I think he had like 4 carries for like 28 yards.
Easy money.
And one of them was for 21 yards. Listen, believe in yourself. Playoff Dalvin.
Let's see.
8 for 23.
Okay.
8 for 23. That's good. Sure. That's
long
a fine
of 19.
That's a fine average. 8 for 23, long of 19.
Maybe not.
Money.
7 for 4.
Keep calling. Keep calling. Let's go, playoff Dalvin. Keep calling.
Yeah, listen, playoff Dalvin shows up for big games, and he shows up for the first carry. He's good. He's good for a burst.
Yeah. John Harbaugh dancing too was awesome.
Yeah, he was doing the Saturday Night Fever in the locker room.
Yep.
He looked great afterwards. Somebody pointed out he did the actual emoji for the guy dancing.
Yeah.
In your phone.
Yeah.
If you look at your phone right now and you I think you just type in dancing. If you're a guy, the thing that shows up is Harbaugh.
Yeah.
In the flesh.
Isn't that guy purple too?
It's purple. Yeah.
The year of Harbaugh.
Yeah, the year of Harbaugh. And his brother was on the sideline.
It's happening.
Jim was taking a lot of interviews this week. Is Jim Harbaugh still the coach at the University of Michigan?
So the latest,
I think he's taken 3 head coaching interviews.
Yeah, so the latest that I saw is that he's taken a few head coaching interviews. I think he did an interview with someone before the Ravens game, and he talked about the passing of the torch. And he also, it was leaked that his contract that he has been negotiating with Michigan while doing these interviews has an immunity clause in it, which I love.
So he's negotiating on both sides of the table.
Yeah, so the immunity clause is if the NCAA suspends him or finds him guilty of anything, Michigan cannot fire him. Rules.
Every coach,
that rules.
Every coach, instead of putting in like a massive buyout, is going to start doing this.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's in a certain spot in terms of leverage where he can do that because he just won them a national title for the first time since like 1948. Yeah. So, yeah, he can do that. Immunity clause.
He does do the leverage tour every offseason, though.
Yeah, this one feels
it feels like he's taking these opportunities pretty seriously at the NFL level.
Yeah, I feel like this week we're going to start getting some announcements. Bill Belichick to the Falcons, Harbaugh to the Chargers, that type of stuff.
Ben Johnson to the Commanders.
John Harbaugh, he's back in the AFC Championship game. Crazy that this is the first AFC Championship game Baltimore will host.
Yeah, that is wild. At the bank.
At the bank. And by the way, I meant to say this. That crowd was awesome.
The crowd was good. They got a game ball.
They had, I think the Texans had like 7 or 8 pre-snap penalties.
Yep.
Where they were just jumping off sides constantly, false starts constantly. That was all crowd.
Baltimore's a very tough place to play.
Yeah.
And they love their Ravens. So it is going to be cool to see them. I hope they get the later game.
They do not have.
They won't because it's going to be San Francisco.
Wait, do they have the later game?
I can't imagine that it will.
They swap it
every year.
Every year they swap it.
They swap.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll notice like it'll be daytime for the NFC starting. So it doesn't matter. It's predetermined.
It's always swapped.
It would be so good if it was a night game in Baltimore.
I know.
That would.
Although it'll get dark.
Second half it'll be dark.
Okay, good. I
3
like
Eastern.
Yeah.
4th. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be dark.
I like that. Good for Baltimore. I'm happy for him. Happy for the fans. Happy for Stavi.
Yes.
He did another pump-up video as Ronnie for the Ravens.
Yeah, what's up? It's Ronnie. I'm out here at M&T Bank Stadium in the back. I'm sneaking in. I'm technically not allowed to be here Because the last time the Ravens gave me free tickets, coincidentally, 2 Super Bowl rings went missing, and coincidentally, a security guard did find them in my purple camo cargo pants. I was saying it's a coincidence. The Ravens said I'm banned for life from M&T Bank, and if I ever come back, they will call the police. That don't matter to me, though, because a Baltimore Raven fan, a true Raven fan, is not afraid of getting arrested. I was not missing this game for nothing, yo. The Ravens are going to win 100-0. Lamar's going to have 8 touchdowns. The defense, 5 pick sixes, and I'm going to drink 100 beers. Let's go, Ravens. We're going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Get those camo pants on.
It's so funny when Stavi does the pump-up videos because he knows that it's going out from the team account. And he has to watch what he says very carefully.
Yes.
And if you ever seen any of the old Ronnie videos where he talks about like getting his dick sucked, he has to be very, very careful with his choice of words and what he chooses to say.
Yes.
But yeah, happy for Ravens fans, happy for Baltimore. First AFC Championship game in the city of Baltimore since 1970.
It's crazy, and their defense is ferocious. I think they're the best defense left. I think that's pretty easy to say at this point.
Yeah.
I think the Niners have a lot of dudes, but the Packers were able to run the ball down their throat. Like the Ravens just have guys everywhere, and they do have. It's crazy how some of these organizations do it, where it's like something about it, the guys that came before you, and like Ray Lewis and Suggs and that defense and Ed Reed. Like I feel like Patrick Queen and Roquan and these guys play that same way with that edge. And they're like, well, that's just Ravens football.
You don't want to let the guys before you down.
Yeah.
Or they'll stab you.
Isn't it nuts, though? Because you're like, okay, they're just playing Ravens football.
Yeah.
Where they just beat the fuck out of you, gang tackle you. They're like never letting you get extra yards. And they just play with a nastiness that's just Ravens football.
I like saying they got dudes on every level.
Yeah.
That's what you say if you're a football guy.
They do.
They got Jadeveon Clowney. They got Patrick Queen, and Roquan, and then Kyle Hamilton is a fucking monster.
And Marlon Humphrey didn't even play in this game.
Yeah, I know. So it was an ass kicking through and through. I'm beginning to think maybe the problem with Lamar this whole time in the playoffs was just that you don't get to play NFC teams if you want to make it to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
and somehow he's gotten over that hump.
This will be a big test. It's Lamar like last step going against Patrick Mahomes, who just keeps winning in the playoffs. That's all he does. Yeah, and I mean. We'll see. Patrick Mahomes has proven that he can win on the road as well.
Yeah, he has. So, Max, I'm curious to know, as a Philly guy, are you a little bit upset that they call their stadium the Bank? There can only be one bank. We should do Bank of the Year.
Takeies?
Bank of the Year.
Bank of the Year, Takeies.
Sure. I that's the least of my worries right now.
Oh, what
are you worried about?
You have other
Not
worries.
It sounds like you got a lot of worries.
Oh, we could go to the next game. It sounds like you have other worries. The next game, Niners 24, Packers 21. The San Francisco 49ers are proving yet again that last year they probably should have been the NFC representative.
Yeah, but Brock Purdy did not play last year. The
Right.
difference was fourth quarter Brock this year.
Yeah.
I actually love this game for the Brock Purdy just discussion.
Oh, yeah, it's the
debate.
best. It's perfect.
It's perfect because no matter what your opinion of Brock Purdy was going into this game, that's still your opinion coming out of this game, and it was a very bumpy road to get there.
Yeah.
So Purdy stunk. He can't play in the rain. He had some issues with the glove.
He was literally patting his jersey during the snap.
Yeah, he had
during the drop back. I mean,
he had the glove off before the game, put the glove on, played with that for a little bit, then took the glove off based on how much it was raining or how his hand felt. I always say skin to skin feels better. No glove, no love. Take it off. And in the fourth quarter, Brock Purdy went back to looking good. But before that, he wasn't just like missing throws. He was making bad choices and missing throws at the same time. It was just very uncomfortable.
It was the perfect Brock Purdy game because if you watch it, you're like, this guy, is he good? And then the last last two drives, he was very good. And it's also was the perfect Kyle Shanahan game. One, because he finally got that statistic off his resume, although it's still very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Up until they showed it on the graphics, Kyle Shanahan. This was his first time ever winning a game, playoffs or regular season, trailing by 5 or more going into the fourth quarter. He was 0-31. He's now 1-31 in those situations. But Kyle Shanahan, like, I don't know what deal he made with the devil or something, but it's just so perfect that you basically make the perfect football coach in terms of demeanor, scheme, like intellect, all these things. And then you say, but let's just tweak it a little bit to fuck with him. let's give him a quarterback he never fully trusts, and also give him shit for brains when it comes to clock management.
Yeah, the thing
and that's
is,
Kyle Shanahan.
Everything that makes a great football coach, also it makes you way less inclined to be really good at math.
Right.
At the end of a game. So when it comes to those situations, you would rather have a guy that has just like played Madden nonstop for the last 20 years and never left his couch, making those decisions about when to call a timeout, all that stuff, all the game management stuff. And Kyle Shanahan has spent his entire life coaching actual football, being around football guys. So it is weird. Like at the end of every game, he can put together a great game plan, and he'll have one Mike McCarthy type decision.
Right, and it's perfect because you never want the guy who's like insanely good looking, who also has an incredible sense of humor and is like super nice. Like you can't have it all. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan has almost all.
Yeah.
He's one of the, if not the best coaches in the NFL, and then he has that little piece. It's like, oh yeah, we keep you normal, we keep you humble. But
there's also the calf tattoo that he has. I wish he had a better quarterback's name tattooed on his calf than Chris Simmons.
That's true. He though gets that monkey off his back. The one win now is big. I feel like that stat still though stands until he gets like 10 or 11.
It's hard to beat a team 32 times in a row.
Yeah, 32 times in a row, up 5. He also, that end of the first half, that was concerning if you're a Niners fan, because it felt like Kyle Shanahan doesn't fully trust Brock Purdy, because he was struggling and they were just doing weird shit at the end of the first half.
Yeah, he does not trust Brock Purdy all the way. I wouldn't have trusted him all the way, but he had no choice but to go back to him in the fourth quarter. And for some reason, Brock just decided, oh yeah, everyone said I was a top 5 quarterback this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to start playing like it.
And he did play well at the end, but do you think there was ever a moment on the sideline that Kyle Shanahan and Sam Darnold locked eyes?
Yeah.
Sam Darnold was like, dude, number 1 pick?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, just think about it.
I was texting my buddy in Scotland who became a 49ers fan out of nowhere like 20 years ago. And so he's up at 3 a.m. in the morning watching this game. And he's just like, they need to put in Sam Darnold right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Brock's not coming back from this.
There were moments where you're like, what is going on with Brock Purdy? But the good news is Christian McCaffrey is still the best running back in football. That run that he broke, that kept the Niners in the game. Kittle was a monster.
I think McCaffrey was inspired by Kittle. When Kittle got the ball in his hands and he's like, I'm just going to try to tackle everybody while I run, I think McCaffrey's like, oh yeah, we're playing football.
Kittle was a monster. Kittle's also one of the top guys because he had that one drop pass in the last drive. He dropped that one pass, and it's like he's one of the top guys where you're like, the next ball that goes to him, he's catching, no matter what. And he did.
He's going to catch it out of anger.
Yeah, because he gets so mad at himself. You're like, that's a dog.
Yeah.
He's so mad at himself that there's no way he's going to drop this next pass.
I'm a little bit concerned about the 49ers defense. If I'm a Niners fan, I'm smashing the concern button. It's not the panic button yet. It's right next to the concern. It's right next to the panic button. But they've got a lot of names on the defense, right?
Yeah.
And their defensive line is not very good against the run. They just happen to play with a lead a lot.
I was going to say, yeah.
And they've got Bosa, who's supposed to be able to get to the passer. Then you've got Chase Young.
Chase Young stinks.
Chase Young. What did I tell you this entire season?
Yeah.
What did I tell you
he does.
When you got Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
Montez Sweat's a much better player than Chase Young.
Non-ball knowers were like, Chase Young went cheaper than Montez Sweat. Chase Young, now he doesn't stink, but when a team runs it at you constantly,
yes,
there's something wrong.
And
they constantly were running it at him.
Chase Young's problem, besides the fact that he was drafted 2nd overall, so there's a big expectations
and he's
for him.
A physical freak.
He looks so intimidating.
Yeah.
He looks like such a good football player that when he doesn't put up any stats, you're like, what's going on with this guy? I mean, it's the Predator dreadlocks. He's just a monster of a human being. And when you don't show up, it's kind of glaringly obvious. And they can't stop the run. Chase isn't that great at getting to the passer. He hasn't really been, with the exception of like a 4-game span where he turned it on real quick. He is coming off injuries though, so there is that. I'll give that to him. But and then on the backside of your defense, was it Ambry Thomas? Is that the cornerback's name? That guy was getting cooked.
Yeah.
Like the defense does not look that good, and I'd be a little bit worried about that if I was the Niners.
Chase Young is also good for like 3 to 5 times a game. It feels like he just completely whiffs on the direction of where the play is going.
Yes.
Like he'll go down and the play will be going wide, and he's just like, where was this? Like you just let the quarterback roll right past you, or the running back run right past you. You're in the wrong position. He kind of like he floats a little.
I've got a lot of experience watching Chase Young. I can give you the guide to it. He'll either stand up straight and extend his arm and then stand there like he's playing the run, and it'll be a pass play. He leads the league in tackling non-ball carriers. So if there's like a read option or a play action that goes to, you fake it to the running back, Chase Young will knock the snot out of that guy.
Yes.
He'll be in the backfield so quick hitting that running back, and then your quarterback runs around him. Easy first down.
Yeah. We should talk about the Packers, though.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do my usual thing because it's a little different this year. The Packers completely overachieved what they were expected for this season. They're in a rebuilding year. This is very different than the last years of Aaron Rodgers, where it was like one more run, and he'd keep losing in hilarious fashion, and I'd raise a banner and be the happiest night. I was very happy the Packers lost. But it's a little different when I think most Packers fans are like, we just opened up a window. Our quarterback showed us that he can win on the road in the playoffs. Like the last 2 months, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. That's just a fact. But he did also have some bad moments in the end of the game. He had his Brett Favre moment. I don't know if you saw the side-by-side.
Across his body.
The video, it was identical to Brett Favre throwing the interception in overtime in the NFC Championship game, Vikings versus Saints. But
I think that was with like 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, it was in the fourth quarter.
As the Vikings, they were in field goal range.
That's right.
And Brett Favre threw it.
He's like, fuck it.
The announcer was so funny. I think it was Paul Allen. He's the guy that does the announcing for the Vikings, right? He was like, what are you doing right now? This is not against the Lions. This is the NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl. It was a ridiculous play that Brett made. And you're right. It was side by side exactly the same as what Jordan Love did.
It was exactly the same. And it was it was. I think it was overtime. That game did go to overtime. I don't know if that was the overtime interception.
I think it was in the fourth quarter and it was tied. And the Vikings.
And then he did that.
The Vikings were about to win the game and then went to overtime. Yeah.
Either way, that entire like last 15, 17 minutes for Jordan Love was not great. He kind of turned back into Jordan Love from the beginning of the season, where he was like trying to play a little bit of hero ball. But I'm a realist. I understand how good he looks and how good he probably is. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this was like, oh, incredible, the Packers. I'm very happy the Packers lost. The Niners are my Lord and Savior. People were making a bunch of memes where it's like, I don't even know what movie. It's one of those Avenger movies where it's like the Bears, like, we can't do anything.
Carefully, he's a hero.
Yeah,
that's the
but he can, and it's Thanos or something, and it's the Niners. Nope. Did I fuck it up?
No, I know it's not, Hank. I was just trying to get people mad.
Help me.
I did that.
I was talking piss.
Yeah, but
I did the Spider-Man thing.
Oh,
just to piss people off.
Big Cat, yours is Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Can you explain it to me, meme?
So Thor says, "I can't stop you," and then evil guy's back.
It's like a one-on-one. It looks like the hero's about to lose. It's like, I can't stop you, but then...
And then the Apocalypse guy comes out.
Yeah.
So is the Niners are my Apocalypse guy? Does he have a name?
Shane.
Does he have a name? The Niners, the Apocalypse guy?
I can't hear what they're saying.
You can't hear what you're saying. This is a flaw in our system.
In Thor Ragnarok, when
we need to get an
it's
answer
like,
to this.
I can't stop him, but he can. Who's that? Who's the he?
Who is he? I want to give credit to the he.
Star-Lord.
There are some people who are
Star-Lord?
very angry. Is that his name? No, there are people very angry right now. Is it Thanos?
In Ragnarok, it's a chick.
It's Ragnarok. It's a chick. The Niners are a chick. Is she hot?
Kate Blanchett's the bad guy.
Okay,
Kate
Blanchett.
The Packers are the chick.
Oh.
We're beating up a chick. We can't beat up a chick.
Yeah, she's strong.
Okay.
Okay.
But then
does that make it right?
I'm just gonna say Ragnarok is the Niners. Is that okay?
Yeah, that works.
All right, Ragnarok are the Niners for me. But yes, it was the Packers have like everything in front of them. Their window is open. I get it. The Niners, though, thank God, every single year, every single time the Niners are in the tournament with the Packers will just see the Niners and lose.
I love watching Jordan Love's little step back James Harden throw that he does.
Yeah.
He's always throwing off that back foot, and every time he throws it, you're like, oh, he's throwing off his back foot, and it's a perfect pass.
No, he was
the amount
really
of arm
good.
strength and accuracy he gets off stepping back like that is crazy. I wonder if somebody's going to try to fix that in the offseason. To me, like, that's something that a quarterback coach might unintentionally fuck up. Be like, we got to work on your mechanics, Jordan. You can get another 7 miles per hour of throwing power on that. and fuck up his accuracy. I hope they don't because he's fun to watch.
Yeah. Well,
Surtur.
he's not fun to watch. What is his name?
Surtur.
I need a more bad. I'm gonna go with Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's
Ragnarok sounds
Here's a
way
stat-
more cool.
Here's a
The
stat-
Niners are my Ragnarok.
You'll appreciate this, Big Cat. The Packers have lost 5 playoff games with a lead in the final 5 minutes since 2000, the most of any team in the NFL. They lost this game. They lost also against the 49ers in 2021, Seahawks 2015, Seahawks 2014, and Max's Birds back in
Those are your
2000.
gommies. Big
Seahawks
Cat.
2014
You
was
should
my
take a picture
favorite,
in front
my
of the
personal
TV
favorite.
when
Yeah.
those happen.
Yeah, I did see our friend Sam Decker being like, I don't know how much more this a fan base can take, and I just wanted to. I didn't want to get in the dirt, but I wanted to just be like, dude, shut up. You're in the playoffs every year.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to lose tragically in the playoffs.
I like calling it the tournament too. You're the tournament.
Yeah, once you get in the dance.
Yeah.
You don't
Tip
want
of
to
the
see
chair.
the Packers do not want to see the Niners, but incredible season for them. Matt LaFleur is a very good coach. He now has the biggest test of his coaching career and the fact that he has to fire Joe Barry. And Joe Barry did a little bit at the end where it's like Cowboys game was good. Obviously they beat the Bears. A couple games towards the end of the season, they turned around. But I was so perplexed by that last drive that the Niners had where it's like, the Niners have the ball. It's, what was it, 24-21, 24-20? So you know they're going for a touchdown. Or no, it was, it was 21-17. It was 21-17. Niners are down. The Niners have the ball. They're starting to move the ball. It's like a gamble of like, we need to get the ball back if they're going to score. That is a perfect time to just be as aggressive as you can to try to fuck shit up, try to get an interception, try to get a big sack, a fumble. But the Packers kind of just sat back and let the Niners just march down the field. And that was, to me, like the difference in the game. It's like that is the moment that you just go balls to the wall and try to make a big play and end the game right there. Because if you play soft coverage and you let the Niners, run the ball down your throat, they're going to score, and you're also not going to get the ball back with a ton of time, which they did have enough time.
I disagree with you, though. I don't. The toughest test of LaFleur's career is if you're down by, 8 points? And there's 2 minutes left, and you're going up against Tom Brady. Do you kick a field goal? This actually might be a good result for LaFleur in the long term because he's going to hate kickers.
Well, that story that was told on the broadcast,
Tom Rinaldi's report.
That was one of the most shocking things I've ever heard a sideline reporter said. If you didn't watch the game or you weren't listening to the game, you were at a bar. They said that every time Anders Carlson goes up to kick, Matt LaFleur goes to Rich Bisaccia and says a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good thing for your kicker.
No, you don't
have to say a prayer.
But this might be good for LaFleur. He doesn't trust his kicker so much that maybe he just won't use his kicker when he's down by 8.
It also is like the Packers are really, really, what they do better than anyone else is they draft and they build their roster. And so they drafted a kicker this year, and they're like, we're going to build this guy up, and he stinks.
It was a bad hold.
But he also stunk all year.
He did stink all year. I saw a screenshot of the hold. Looked like Kirk Herbstreit. Not a good hold at all. Tilted way to the side. His hand was all over the back of it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm being pretty gracious, though, right now. I'm not reveling in it. I mean, I did say that I'm going to go to sleep at night dreaming of Caleb Williams and dreaming of Jordan Love throwing 2 back-breaking interceptions in the last 17 minutes of a playoff game. And then I had to correct myself because I was like, wait, that actually happened. I don't have to dream about it. But other than that, I feel like I've been pretty classy.
Dre Greenlaw needs to learn how to go down.
Yeah. Although
like,
I feel like he was just trying to get the cover for us.
He's like DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
When you catch that ball, his whole team was screaming at him.
I know.
Like guys on the field were telling him, take a knee, go down.
He ran out of the camera shot.
The game is literally over right now.
The first one was even crazier where he wasn't even running. He just kept on changing direction for no reason.
Yeah. I don't know if he wasn't even looking for somebody to lateral the ball to. He thought he was going to run the ball back.
He was going backwards, sideways, everywhere, and it was just like, what are you doing?
He was doing like a Barry Sanders run on his way back, and you knew he was going to fumble the ball too. It was like, dude, just go down, please take a knee. You have nothing more to prove. He might have been trying to get the cover.
Do you think Purdy is going to have confidence now that that was a tough game for him, and it was wet and all that shit? Do you think he's going to play better in the NFC Championship game, or do you think he's going to get hurt again?
It's going to be it'll be interesting because if he does get hurt, then I don't think that the Niners have a chance in hell.
With Sam Darnold.
If he does get hurt, or if he doesn't get hurt, then I think that they cakewalk their way to it.
Yeah. So I think we're looking at it right now, and
fuck with Max right now.
I think everyone can agree that like last year's NFC Championship game, he has a huge asterisk.
Yes.
Knowing that the Niners are the best team in the NFC. What?
Because they won the divisional round by 3 points?
Yeah.
No, but we get to see Brock Purdy, like healthy Brock Purdy.
Healthy
in the
Brock
playoffs.
Purdy.
Wait.
It's a different
guy
different
in
thing.
the fourth quarter, especially in the second half.
Beat the 7 seed.
Oh,
by
so you're holding on hope.
points.
Okay, so we'll wait. We'll table this for next week.
The Eagles.
If the Niners win next week,
won by 30 in that.
Well, they didn't have a
situation last
quarterback.
year.
The
No, in the divisional round we're talking.
Okay, against the Giants.
Against the 7 seed Packers.
What?
He's got you there.
What?
They both beat the 7 seed.
Yeah.
No, the Giants were not the 7 seed.
Correct. The Giants would
They were
actually
not
be
the 7
Giants
seed.
They were the 6
Six
Giants were the
seed,
six.
way better.
They beat the Vikings in the
6
3
seed's
seed.
a way better seed than the 7 seed. What's better seed, 6 or 7?
You know you're making my point right now.
Yeah, this is a
What?
bad argument for you.
Fuck, am I? Fuck, I did. I just trapped myself. God damn it. All right, we'll table it. I said we'll table it.
Yeah, we'll table it.
We'll table it till next week.
Yeah.
But it's a different
Fuck,
animal.
I did fuck myself up there. I need
Different
my
animal.
Ragnarok. Someone get me a Ragnarok.
The Lions' pass rush is much better than the Niners right now.
Yeah. The Lions can win this game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, fuck. Now Max is nodding.
It's a possibility. They can't.
You know what, Max? You know what? You're such a loser that you're trying to hold on like the basically the sanctity of losing in the Super Bowl. That's the real loser thing.
Well, also if they play the Chiefs, I'm still.
You're living.
Yeah, that is a real loser. Like
if the
if you
Chiefs
had
beat
won
the shit out of them in the Super Bowl, I still have that.
If you won the Super Bowl last year, I'd understand your argument because you'd be like, I don't want anyone to say there's an asterisk on our Super Bowl win, but you didn't even win the Super Bowl. So you're just saying we don't want an asterisk on our NFC Championship?
I don't give a
for a
shit
guy
about
who doesn't
the asterisks.
for a guy who doesn't raise banners
I just hate Niners fans.
because they were mad that they didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah, because all they
I'm
do
just
is
curious,
cry
Big Cat,
about
did the
that
49ers play against the Eagles this year?
Yeah, they did. They killed them.
Those
Did
are
they?
two different teams.
Wait, no, but PFT they didn't play. They played in San Francisco in the Eagles game last year. Was at the Link.
Shane Steichen wasn't there.
Wait, where did they play this year?
Oh no, they played at the Link.
At the
this
Link.
year. Yeah, but it was close.
It was close.
Well, if we're talking about regular season
No, actually,
games,
it's 42-19.
the Eagles beat the Bills and the Chiefs, which is the best game of the weekend. So, if we're talking about regular season games,
and they also lost to the Jets.
or if we're talking about regular season,
they also
games
lost
here.
to the.
Well, we're talking about two
Giants.
teams,
Well,
which
we're
are the
talking
Eagles
about-
and the
we're
49ers.
talking
also
about
lost to the
regular season
Cardinals.
games.
If only there was some way to figure out which team was better, the Eagles or the 49ers.
We're talking about regular season games.
I just don't know if that's
Regular
possible.
season games don't matter.
Okay.
I wish there was some sort of like simulation we could do to see which team would win.
It's sometimes it's not about like going to the Super Bowl. It's like you have to do it the next year to confirm that going to the Super Bowl was real.
Friendly reminder
That's
that
really what it counts.
if the Niners somehow beat the Eagles last year, they were about to sign Phillip Rivers to play in the Super Bowl.
I know that's such bullshit that
That
happened.
would've been insane.
That's the one thing that I am mad about at Kyle Shanahan about is that he put that out there after the fact.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, please keep that. That's fan fiction that I would nut myself over thinking about. You need to keep that shit quiet. I would much rather not have known that would have been the case.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Niners showed some holes against the Packers. And that was, I will say for Packers fans, you can't really complain because your team is always good. But that was a game that it felt like the Packers were the better team for like 50 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
It did.
It did. And so the Niners were lucky. I'll say that they got away with it.
I don't know if they were lucky. They just made plays at the end and the Packers stopped making plays.
They played poorly for a lot of the game. The Niners did not play up to their expectations for most of the game.
Yeah, but it really did come down to like Jordan Love's. I mean, that interception he threw at the end of the game was like there was no reason for him to throw that ball. They had a couple timeouts. They had time. They were just trying to get a field goal there to take it to overtime. That was a dumb throw.
Yeah, and then we'll see what happens with Debo.
Yeah, he
Debo's
gets
an issue.
injured a lot.
But
Feels like he gets injured a lot.
Even minus
Still love
Debo,
him, yeah.
minus Debo, they got dudes.
Yeah, they do have dudes.
Yeah.
They have a lot of dudes, but you got to get the ball to the dudes.
Apparently, we should give Kyle Shanahan some credit for this. At halftime, he told everybody change your shoes.
Yeah,
Big shoes
which
guy.
if you're the home team, that should never be an issue.
Yeah, you have plenty of experience playing on the field. I'm sure
you
you've
should
played.
know.
You've played on that playing surface in like mild rain before.
That shouldn't surprise you.
No.
You're like, oh man, it rains here and it's kind of hard to run around.
Change your shoes at halftime. I think he told all the skill position guys that.
Love it.
Yeah, good coaching.
Good coaching. All right, let's take a break and then we'll get to our Sunday games. 2 great games.
Yes, before we get to the more games, I want to talk about Coors Light. I had some Coors Light on Friday. I was chilling on the couch with Blake watching football, drinking some Coors Light. That's actually a lie. I was not watching football on Friday night because there was no football on. I was watching basketball. Coors Light goes great with any sport. The mountains are blue. They're even bluer in the wintertime. Keeping my Coors Light outside because it's cold enough outdoors to keep your beer cold. When you're juggling work, family, and life in general, things can feel chaotic. That's why Coors Light helps you find moments to reset and refresh all year long. Whenever you need to hit reset, reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. I love Coors Light. It is the best tasting beer in the world. I can't wait to drink more Coors Light. Coors Light's great. When you're drinking it, you know that you're chilling out, having a good time, relaxed. When it's time to chill, Coors Light is the beer that I reach for. So when you want to hit reset, grab the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. The games are also brought to you by Visible. Maybe it's too late to say Happy New Year, but it's not too late for New Year's wireless savings with Visible. You can get a 1-year wireless plan from Visible, just $20 a month for 24 months with code VISIBLE24. Call it a 2 years resolution. With Visible, you get a one-line wireless plan, just $20 a month for 24 months. Unlimited 5G data is provided by Verizon. No annual contracts. Use code VISIBLE24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. Switch now at Visible.com. Don't miss the New Year's savings. Hurry. The offer ends January 31st.
Okay.
It's a great day.
Lions 31, Bucs 23. I'm going to get this in before Jake comes back from his pee break. The Lions are in the NFC Championship game for the first time since 1991. Also, the first time since 1991 an amateur won a PGA event, which also happened today.
We might get to that later.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's wild.
That's wanted to get that in
that's
before.
A great stat.
Also, Jake is rooting for the Lions and the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl, so it's the first game's the same as the Super Bowl.
The bookends, yeah. What a storyline that was.
Rooting for storylines.
Yeah. I
can't wait till he brings this up later. It's gonna be great. Like we already talked about it.
It will be.
Yeah.
This is a fun game. It was
Very
a fun
fun
game. It got sneaky close at the very end. Like it felt like things might be slipping away from the Lions a little bit. My takeaway is that the Detroit Lions are now 2-0 in Super Bowls this year.
Yes.
They won their Super Bowl last week. They won another Super Bowl again. They're going to set the all-time record for Super Bowl wins in one season.
Super Bowl wins,
because Dan Campbell was crying after this game too, using the word man all the time. It's good. It's a nice emotional release to get to watch Detroit enjoy this joy. So I like it.
It's an incredible story. The fact that it was 3 years to the day of Dan Campbell's introductory press conference where he said biting kneecaps and everything. It's an insane turnaround. It's an insane story. They're in the NFC Championship game for the first time in 33 years. It did get close because the Bucs did a pretty good job stopping the Lions the first half, and Goff just his fourth quarter was awesome. He had 2 drives, 75 yards, 89 yards, both for touchdowns. He started the fourth quarter, I think it was 11 straight completions for 131 yards and a touchdown. He just went nuclear on them. That was the difference. It was a close game, and then Jared Goff just started making big plays and big throws. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, it might be my favorite receiver that's not on my team because his hands are so strong. The catches he makes, and he's just so dependable. He's so strong. He is so strong.
Yes.
And then Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't know. I can't remember. We might have laughed at it. I don't think we did, though. But a lot of people laughed at Jahmyr Gibbs getting drafted 8th overall last year. Turns out he's a difference maker that's used correctly, and you saw it when he'll just have 1 or 2 plays a game where he breaks loose and no one can touch him. And having that type of dynamic force on your offense is so huge in the playoffs.
You can instantly tell when it's a rookie running back that has the ball in their hands because they've got those rookie legs.
Yeah.
They've got the rookie speed that's different. And when he gets the ball, it's oh yeah, that guy just has more burst than everybody else. And he had a very good game running the ball. Carried the ball only 9 times, but for 74 yards.
They use him perfectly.
And so what's crazy about Detroit on those drives that you mentioned, that was prime time for the Lions to just take the air out of the ball. Just run the ball, kill the clock, don't let the Bucs have enough possessions to win the game. And what Ben Johnson and the offense did was they said, you know what? We actually trust Jared Goff to make intermediate passes as an extension of the run game.
Right.
And we're going to kill the clock that way. And it worked. It was it's a shocking game plan. You would think everything you know about Dan Campbell is run the damn ball at that point. No, Ben Johnson said, we're going to throw the ball and we're going to kill the clock that way. And it worked to perfection. So the Detroit Lions offense is they did 2 things today. That was one that surprised me. That was really good. And the second thing was I think it was 4th and goal. And you'd think at a time like that, this is where the Lions like to break out their funky plays.
Yeah.
Their weird ones where they get a tackle eligible, throw the ball out. They lined up with a tackle eligible formation. It looked like it was going to be a weird play. They started doing all sorts of motion. And then you said, you know what, I'm going to run the fucking ball down your throat up the middle.
With our third running
Our
back.
third
with
string
Craig
running
Reynolds,
back.
who everyone thinks is not going to get the ball, because why would you hand the ball off to a guy not named David Montgomery or Jahmyr Gibbs?
Which, based on everything you've seen with the Lions this year, no one saw that coming. No one saw that play coming, and it worked perfectly.
And
so I love the Lions offense. I love Ben Johnson. I just want to say that again. I love Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, I love you very much. Now and always, do the right thing.
You have Ben Johnson at home. Eric Bieniemy.
Not yet.
Yeah, no, you have a Ben Johnson at home.
Eric Bieniemy's a great guy. You know what? Great football coach, even better human being.
Yeah, Ben Johnson at home, and then flash to Eric Bieniemy.
No.
New coach. The Lions and their defense, they give up big plays in the secondary, but they also, I don't know what it was. It was either Aaron Glenn was doing a great job at dialing stuff up, or the Bucs, there was, I think 3 times, maybe 4 times where they had a blitzer that was completely unblocked and just completely screwed up the Bucs drive by sacking Baker Mayfield. And Frank Ragnow, that dude's a warrior. His knee got bent up so bad, and then 5 plays later, he was bodying Vita Vea on a 4th and 1 at the goal line.
And the same thing happened again. It was like his ankle got caught at a 90-degree angle underneath him when he got rolled up by Jared Goff the first time. And then he goes back in, shoves Vita Vea, and then somebody else falls into that same leg, giving him the same injury again.
Yeah.
Monster.
He's a monster, and that offensive line is just monsters. They're getting, when that one play where they had Penei Sewell out, and just he was doing the Trent Williams. He was just throwing people out of the way and just trucking people down the field, which was so much fun to watch.
And you're right about the pass rush. The pass rush, it felt like they were getting 2 guys to Baker every single time.
Right.
And they'd just be jumping like actual lions.
And they can
feeding
stop,
on somebody,
they can
just swarming them.
Yeah, they can stop the run. I know Rashad White did have a one or two big runs, but they can stop the run. They do kind of have what it takes to play against the 49ers. That crowd was electric again. The Lions are on an incredible run. It was a great game. And Jared showing up in the fourth quarter, like I said, that was the difference in the game, because it was kind of a stalemate back and forth, and they just completely blew them out in the fourth quarter. Obviously, the score is a little bit closer because the Bucs went for 2, which – how many times we got to explain it? There were so many people who didn't understand it. Maybe it was just because it was a playoff game.
You're down by 14 points in the fourth quarter, and you score a touchdown. You go for 2. Why is that? Because if you don't make it, you can go for 2 the second time.
Right.
If you do get it, then you can kick an extra point for the win. And 2-point conversions. Now, depending on your offense, because I wouldn't say this about every offense.
Correct.
But depending on how good your offense is, it's about a 50-50 shot of converting the 2-point conversion.
It's simple math. You're planning on going for 2 twice if you have to. And if you can hit your 2-point conversion over 50%, the math says you will get one of the 2.
It's the only math that I'm confident in. It's that and how many beers do you drink in an hour that puts you over the legal limit.
Yeah.
That's boy math.
Yeah.
People ask what that is. That's exactly what it is.
Boy math also is, figuring out over-unders.
Yeah. Measuring from the base.
Yeah.
That's boy math.
Boy math. Math, trying to get your brain to figure out, okay, a 155 in college basketball, what do we need for the fouls? How much does a team have to be up late to be in that foul zone? That's boy math.
Also stopping the gas pump right when it hits $20.
Yeah.
That's boy math.
Boy math.
So,
not counting calories when you're eating standing up.
Yep.
Boy math.
Also facts. Mike Evans had 147 yards. Think how many yards he would have had if he caught every ball.
I know.
He had some drops. He had some bad drops. But Baker said that he wants to return next year. And he says if he comes back, he wants Mike Evans back next year.
He's a free agent.
Baker is a free agent.
No, so is Mike Evans.
And Mike Evans. So it might be like a duo coming back together. I don't know. Baker's going to need some money. They're going to have to pay Baker to come back.
Yeah, this was this. I mean, the Bucs, I've shit on the Bucs this year, but I did not expect them to be in the divisional round. They were tougher than I thought they were, and it does feel like if they can add a couple pieces, maybe in the secondary, bring Baker back, they could have something.
I'm just glad that Baker is thriving somewhere. It's good. I hope he's guy's forever home.
He's a tough motherfucker, too.
He is.
He really
Although
is.
He's got to lose the visor.
Yeah.
Got to lose the visor.
He had no chance.
No quarterback wearing a visor ever won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. This was an awesome game, though. Lions fans are just on cloud 9 right now. They're America's sweetheart.
They are.
Are they America's team?
They are America's team for sure,
without a doubt.
So with the Lions, I feel like if the Lions get to win a Super Bowl, they'll get probably like a 2-year grace period before America starts to turn on them.
Oh,
we turn on people pretty quickly.
It might happen right away.
We turn on people pretty quickly. Dan Campbell could be mayor of Detroit if he wanted to.
Easily.
He would win in a landslide.
Easily.
But yeah, I feel like Lions fans have suffered so much throughout the years. You don't really have too many asshole Lions fans out there. Maybe there
Tim
are.
Allen, he's a snitch.
He is a snitch. Stop snitching.
Remember when we killed him?
Yeah.
That
R.I.P.
was funny.
Yeah, R.I.P. Tim Allen trended.
For people who don't know, we did a when COVID happened, we couldn't do Grit Week, so we did a 24-hour live stream instead. And at like 5 a.m, we just started tweeting about Tim Allen and telling the whole chat to start tweeting about Tim Allen. So when everyone woke up the next day, Tim Allen was the #1 trend on Twitter. And it was only because we started tweeting about him. Yeah. And everyone was like, did Tim Allen die?
We dabbled in fake news on this podcast.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was a great moment.
But yeah, who are the big Detroit Lions fans? You got what's his name? Tim from I Think You Should Leave.
Tim Robinson.
Sam
Richardson.
Eminem is big. You've got Kid Rock. Where's Kid Rock been this entire time?
Jared actually said he wants to see Kid Rock out there.
Kid Rock has been MIA these entire playoffs. Where's he at? Is he at that big estate that his dad born him on?
I don't know. What are you gonna say?
I'm blanking on his name. He was in the Barry Sanders documentary, the guy from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah,
Jeff Daniels?
Yeah, Jeff Daniels.
Oh, it is
big.
Okay.
He's from Tony Scheffler's hometown, Chelsea.
Wow, Tony Scheffler, big Lions fan.
Yeah, Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson.
Yeah,
Dan Orlovsky,
Matt Stafford most days.
No, wow,
Ninja.
No, you're thinking of his daughters.
Yeah,
they hate his daughters.
Yeah, she actually went and doubled back down
and said that they were booing their daughters.
Yeah. Which
that's
now I'm kind of.
That's actually the right move by
Yeah.
Kelly Stafford. Yeah, you can't be like, you're right, I just use that as sympathy. You have to be like, no, they flipped my daughters off.
They're booing. But yeah, Lions are American. And Sprinkles was there.
Yep.
Detroit Don let us know that Sprinkles was in attendance, so that's a great story. And yeah, the Lions it's crazy. Lions in the NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought? It's nuts. And they can win that game.
You know what was real tough for the Lions going into this year? They were the hot pick. People were talking about the Lions a lot based on how they finished last year and everything that we know about them. And they managed to live up and surpass those expectations.
Correct.
Which is very tough to do.
Yeah, it's a great story arc, especially with last year, and it was like 1-6, and Dan Campbell, like, is he the right guy? And just the way they finished last year to this year, it's awesome. I'm happy for Lions fans.
I am too. But except for Kid Rock. Where the fuck have you been, Kid Rock?
Yeah, I was telling you guys before that it's funny because you guys can root for the Lions with all your heart, whereas I'm sitting here being like, I'm happy for Lions fans. I'm rooting for Jared hard, but there also is a feeling like if the Lions do win a Super Bowl, I'm gonna be like, fuck, but we play them 2 times a year. I don't like the Lions. But when you're down for so long and the Bears are also down, it's like,
brother,
fuck the Packers.
Yeah, fuck.
But now it's like now the brother's getting a nice job and a big house, and I'm like, hey, wait a second.
I like that.
I thought we were in like squalor together.
You're like the Lions. You know, I liked them before they sold out.
Yeah.
You like the Lions? Well, name 5 of their heartbreaking
Here's the thing.
losses.
It sucks because it's like Lions fans, Bears fans, like we used to do whippets and drink too much and stay up too late and just not and have dead end jobs, and now they're fucking got a suit and tie in corporate America and they're killing it and they got kids and everything's going well for them, and I'm still doing the whippets in my underwear.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like it's a rom-com.
It is. It's true.
That's a comedy movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, but then
that's
what always happens
to me right now.
At the end of that movie, what always happens to your character is you end up realizing, oh shit, I got to get out and get a job.
No, I think the way I would like this one to go is I'd like the Lions to just be like, you know what, we tried that whole success thing. We want to do whippets with you.
Slap at the base.
Yeah.
You like fall in love with your brother's wife.
Yeah.
Rom-com.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Wait, what?
I feel like that happens.
Fall in love with your brother's wife?
Yeah. Like they're not good for each other, but you guys actually are really good for each other.
I would actually say the
and your
person
brother's kind of a piece of shit
that like marries his brother's wife is the asshole in that situation.
I think it's more.
No, I'm saying that's sometimes how these movies play out.
The Lions character would win the Lombardi, and then I would kill him and steal it, and then do life in jail. That's
what
how
movie
that
are you
ends.
thinking of, Hank?
Hank's just he's writing a movie right now.
We're all writing a movie.
Hank, I want you to flesh out that plot line a little bit. Maybe we can put it into Boner Dog.
All I'm going to say
it is a movie. It is a movie.
All I'm going to say is Lions fans, enjoy it. It's an incredible run. But
It's like a Ben Stiller.
Kind of want to do some whippets and have no responsibility, you know? This is a big game. You're probably nervous going into this game.
Yeah.
I haven't been nervous for a game in a long time.
Is that the plot of Something About Mary?
Is it?
You know what is the plot of Something About Mary? Mary is dating Brett Favre, but she's actually a 49ers fan.
Yeah.
Mary was happy about that game.
True. What are you looking up, Hank?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
No, Hank's writing a movie. Hank, I want you to write this movie in a way that's heartwarming and charming.
I think in Something About Mary, he's describing the antagonist.
There's
Because
multiple antagonists, though. There's multiple guys obsessed with Mary.
Correct, but there's the one guy who steals.
There's no brother. There's no
brother, but that's
there is a brother, Frank and Beans.
That's true.
Yeah, so that actually, I would be that brother.
Yeah, Steeler from Frank and Beans.
No, yeah, I would be walking around being like, "You want to have a catch?"
Yeah,
no one wants to have a catch with me.
Yeah, no, Hank's freestyling a movie right now, which I love.
Yeah, go off the dome. It works. There's something there.
Yeah,
I just want us to all be happy in the end, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay.
In order for you to be happy, the older brother has to not be happy.
Right. Which is a shitty thing, but also that's the only way I can get happiness. Or I can just keep doing whippets.
You know what?
Say, you know what? Tomorrow's going to be better.
You know what, Big Cat? This would be if the Lions make the Super Bowl and lose it, then Equanimous St. Brown goes to the Super Bowl and wins it.
Wait, okay, no, I got this. The Lions go to the Super Bowl and win it, and I'm sitting in my underwear doing whippets, being an asshole, like total shithead. And then in the last scene, the hot chick walks in and she's going to fix my whole life. She's like, get up, get a job. You're better than this. You have more to give to the world. And that hot chick, Caleb Williams.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And then we all live happy.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
You also have your other friends that you can do activities with. Enjoy the draft together.
What?
Yeah, we can enjoy the draft.
Oh, yeah.
PFT and Hanks?
Yeah. But I'm talking divisional.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're talking divisional because we got to play them twice a year.
This is like an annual boys trip that we all make to the draft.
Yeah.
And we get really shitty and loaded before the draft every year because we love it because we get to get good players.
Yeah.
And then the girl, Caleb Williams, convinces you like, hey, you don't need to hang out with those guys anymore. You're better than that.
I got you. You don't have to be high in the draft. Your happiness doesn't have to come from the number one pick.
It is kind of nice being so high up in the draft, though.
Oh, yeah. It's the best.
Get like a 2-month buzz off that.
Yeah, no, every team that loses is a bigger loser than us.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying last year.
It is. It's a fact.
Bucs, the Packers, all these teams, they're bigger losers than I am.
I was talking to Max about that after the Eagles lost. Like, our season was way better.
Yeah.
Way better in the long run.
Yeah.
Eagles got good draft capital this year.
Oh, okay.
We got 2 seconds. I mean, better spot than the Bucs.
Yeah.
Bucs dropped 4 spots.
You'll pick some good players, and then Nick Sirianni will coach them up. You'll pick some good players, then Nick Sirianni will be like, hey, 2 truths and a lie. Let's do an icebreaker, guys. All right, last game.
We'll get to that later.
Chiefs 27, Bills 24. Man, that was an incredible game. And I guess we should start with the Bills. I feel profound sadness for Bills Mafia. The fact that they lost on a wide right is so mean. Like, the world is just a mean place for Bills fans. Mm-hmm. That's just, there's nothing else to say. And we knew that was the type of game, like, even in the first quarter, second quarter, we're like, this is going to be whoever has the ball last. And to miss that kick, and, you know, there was a drop by Diggs that was big. Josh missed that throw in the end zone. There's these plays that you look and you're like, fuck, that was it. Like, they had it.
Yeah.
And as it's gone pretty much for the entire Bills franchise, it's those losses. They only have those losses.
I'll give you a small amount of silver lining if you're a Bills fan. The way that this game ended sucked. It was bad. Obviously, the wide right, Scott Norwood from
JMU.
The University of James Madison. That brought back a lot of old memories. But I think losing the game this way is a little bit better than if he makes that kick. You kick off to Patrick Mahomes. He's got 1:40 seconds left. And then he drives down the field and puts a dagger in your heart again. I think that's slightly better. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's anything that they'll be happy about thinking about tonight. But in a world where Mahomes goes down and does that same thing to them again, I think you would choose missing a field goal because you can be like, fucking kickers. You can be like, God damn it, a fucking kicker did it to us again. As opposed to Patrick Mahomes, who's there and is going to continue to be there.
Yeah, I guess I could see what you're saying. I think there's a special tragedy in missing a kick and not having enough time. So it's like the missed kick goes right to the kneel.
That's the end of the game.
That is the worst feeling, where it's like, what just happened? How did this game end on that?
Yeah.
And he really missed that kick. That was never going in.
Yeah.
It was never going in.
Bad kick.
And the Bills, like, I said it on Friday. The Patrick Mahomes is the new Tom Brady. They just will steal joy from every franchise in the AFC for the next 15 years. That's just a fact. Patrick Mahomes is inevitable. That's what he is. He wins playoff games better than anyone else. That's his 13th playoff win. He's the best quarterback in the National Football League. It's not even a debate. I know that every year we try to do a debate. I think we've actually been pretty consistent. There is no debate.
There's no debate.
There is no debate. He is the best. The Chiefs' defense was not great today. They got bully-balled for 3.5 quarters. And then, yeah, he's just inevitable. He is – it's what he does. He just takes it from everyone. We this exact conversation. Remember, Hank? I brought it up to you where it's like what the Patriots did was they made Phil Rivers and Peyton Manning and, Big Ben – like, those guys would have had more Super Bowls if it weren't for Tom Brady and the Patriots. Patrick Mahomes is directly, responsible for stealing joy from other cities. He's inevitable.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that
he's Thanos?
Which one is he?
Did Thanos die?
Thanos killed himself.
Oh yeah, Tony Stark. R.I.P. Tony Stark.
Thanos killed himself, right?
No, the ant went up his ass.
Tony Stark kills himself.
Tony Stark kills himself.
No, but when Thanos snapped, that killed himself,
and
right?
then Tony Stark's brother starts fucking.
Robbie Fox is gonna. People are gonna tell Robbie Fox to listen to this, and Robbie Fox is gonna get very mad at us.
Shut up. Man.
Which Avengers was Baby Yoda in?
2.
Second one. That was the one that I saw. That was a good one.
Baby Yoda is?
Yeah.
Good for him.
A spin-off movie.
Been about time.
Reverse.
Representation matters.
Like,
if you're a Yoda out there, you were a baby once.
Is that like Baby Gronk?
His name's Grogu, but yeah.
Grogu.
Grogu?
Okay. I thought it was a Grogu. I thought Grogu was the name of the species.
No.
Okay.
His name is Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Baby Yoda anymore. That's literally his name?
Grogu.
He's Baby Yoda.
How many little dogs do you think are named Grogu?
So many. A lot.
So many Grogus.
The most annoying dogs ever.
Yeah. Oh, and they just dress him up, and they're like, my little Grogu.
Yeah, if every dog was named Grogu, I'd turn into Max so fast and hate
my little
all dogs.
Grogu. Travis Kelce decided that he was not done yet, even though there was a report. I think Michelle Tafoya, who, I don't know where is she?
I don't know. She pops up every now and again on Fox News.
Yeah, so she was like, yeah, he's going to retire. They're going to do a joint retirement. Travis and Jason, Jason Kelce, MVP of the game, even though he didn't play in it. He basically was like, I have one chance to go to Buffalo as a fan, and I'm going to live it up as much as I can. He had his shirt off for the entirety of the game. He was at Pinto Ron's tailgate, drinking out of a bowling ball. He just lived it up.
And every time they caught him on camera, when it was candid and he was just like in the back, not the star of the shot, he was chugging a different beer every single time. So he's fucking hammered right now leaving the game. He probably drank 3 or 4 celebration beers after the game was over. And speaking of rom-coms, I've seen enough to know that he is right now, he got on Taylor Swift's private jet. They're flying back to Kansas City. He's the big, older, unkempt brother of the love interest.
Yeah.
He's going to throw up on your girlfriend
on
the way back, and it's going to be a very funny situation on that plane.
And ruin her dress.
But she's going to be like, you know what? This is the family that I'm choosing.
Yeah.
And
they're a wild bunch, and I love it because they love me.
I've changed my tune recently on Taylor Swift. The people that scream at their televisions when they show one clip of Taylor Swift for about
are the worst.
3 seconds, that's the worst.
They are the worst.
Those people are actually ruining football.
Yeah.
Not Taylor Swift.
No, you're absolutely right.
Taylor Swift had a great box tonight. That was actually Jason Kelce's box tonight. Big hairy box.
Yes.
I like that box.
And Taylor Swift was in his box.
It's added to Box of the Year nominees.
Yeah, that's Jason Kelce's box is better than Taylor Swift's box.
Okay.
Are you saying scream in support or scream in anger?
Anger.
Oh, okay.
Like if you get we have fun on this show, but if you actually are upset when they show Taylor Swift's box, I like seeing Taylor Swift's box.
It's like kneeling for the anthem.
Right.
It's like
Who cares?
how mad can you be?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Although there was a report that Taylor Swift didn't take off her hat for the anthem. Not my report.
That was Ben Mintz that put that.
Yeah, Ben Mintz put that out there. Tweeted him if you have a problem with that.
Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, no.
So Travis Kelce not retiring.
Travis Kelce was awesome tonight.
Yeah,
and he had 2 touchdowns, and he was like big time players make big time plays type of guy. I think he was also wide open.
Yeah,
no, he was. I think the second touchdown was a good play by him.
He had some contested catches for sure. Yeah.
I think Mahomes and Kelce have the most playoff touchdowns now, and they've done it in 5.5, 6 years.
They've got 16. That's the most for any quarterback receiver duo
That's
in
insane.
in NFL postseason
Nerd
history.
Nugget 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's insane. They're so good. Patrick Mahomes is so good. He's inevitable. He has reached that inevitable point. How does it feel, Hank, watching it from the outside, seeing like this? This is how other people felt about the Patriots. Now this is what the Mahomes and the Chiefs are. Like it is every single year. Book them in the AFC Championship game no matter what.
Yeah, I feel, and I even tweeted, I said I feel really bad for Buffalo fans. So like this is what it was like for everyone that was watching the Patriots. I was like, man, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. I'm not
you
even.
You didn't realiuse you were the
like that.
Man, this must suck.
You've learned
empathy. And to be on the side, obviously, I'm just a casual fan, don't care one way or the other that much. To be an actual fan of the Bills in this situation would be devastating.
I'm ready to say it. They have to make a change at coach.
Ooh.
I think they need to move on in a different direction. There's too much. There's just too much sadness that's followed. If you're a coach, some coaches eat those losses. Some coaches just like absorb them into their bodies and get sad, and they carry that baggage with them for forever. Sean McDermott he's been around for too many bad moments.
Yeah, and
you need to change the vibe in that locker room.
I don't know what else you can do because like there was no. Yes, there's a million plays in a game, and you can point to it. Like I said, Josh Allen misses that touchdown throw at the end of the game. Diggs, the catch goes through his or the ball goes through his hands on that deep shot. DeMar Hamlin, what a move!
Mm-hmm.
What a move! I mean, it was a check. They had
the
guys
look
on the field. They had
the look. They talked about the look in practice, and they got it.
Holy
they said just
shit.
in case they don't line up 11 players on special teams, DeMar's going to call his own number. I thought Travis Kelce was doing. He did the Taylor Swift heart that she invented. I thought he was just taunting DeMar Hamlin.
He was, but you can't. Like, what else can you do? I mean, you could say, oh well, the Bills' defense was hurt, but the Chiefs lost like 3 starters in the middle of this game.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't. There's no real thing that you can point to. Like, oh, we were this step away. No, it's Patrick Mahomes, and what he does is he wins playoff games. And I think we all had the feeling when we were watching it, we're like, Mahomes is going to win this game somehow, some way, because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Yeah, I had that feeling pretty much the entire game when it was whoever has the ball last felt like was going to win. Well, guess who that usually is in these types of games? It's usually Mahomes, and he usually wins the game. Josh Allen ran like a goddamn beast today, though. He played well. He had that nice little lateral that he did in the first half, proving that it works. And then at the end of the game, he had a very costly fumble that could have been way, way worse. Like, it was a bad time to fumble the football. And he got lucky that Kincaid reached out and grabbed it.
That was really, though, because the Bills recovered that one. The game was pretty clean other than DeMar Hamlin calling his own number, which was negated by Mecole Hardman fumbling out of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I said, I don't know what you can do if you're a Bills fan. Patrick Mahomes is better, and he's going to be better for a very long time, and that's just the reality of it, which sucks so much if you're a Bills fan.
It'd be so cool if Josh was in the NFC and we got to see this game in the Super Bowl all the time.
That was also part of it. We had a conversation during the game where it's like watching Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, even CJ Stroud in these playoffs. You're like, you need to just take a shot at a guy who has that ceiling.
Yeah.
Because I just can't envision my team, your team, Hank's team playing in those type of games right now.
It would stink. It would really, really stink.
It's a fact.
What happened?
Like, you know it. Watching that, where it's like, yeah, this is different football.
Oh yeah,
We'll be back though. Sport. Oh,
will you?
Definitely.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't count.
Why don't you get Caleb Williams?
Hank, what's her bet? Hank and I made a bet. This was when we had a gambling partner, so we couldn't talk about it on the air. I think it was Patriots. What is it? No. Patriots will make the Super Bowl in the next 5 years. Yes or no? If yes, then I owe Hank $50,000. If no, then Hank owes me $20,000.
Yeah, that was. Did we do that in the summer?
Yeah,
that was before. Before, yeah, it was before.
You were still on Mac Jones.
It was after we dug
I
the
was
hole.
still on Mac Jones. I didn't have the season I just had. Yeah, that was that. But yeah, we'll get there. New coach, top 3 pick.
You're down 1 year already. You got 4 years left.
Yeah, but look how fast the Lions did it.
The Lions aren't in the Super Bowl.
But they're close. We can get there. There's a path. It's make it to the playoffs.
There's a path.
Get to the Super Bowl.
That is the path, correct.
How we're gonna get there is still.
It would be very tough to make the Super Bowl if you didn't make the playoffs.
There's a path. There's a path.
Let's do. I think it's the very, very vocal minority that it's that one guy OJ McDuffie on his like Stan account tweets me nonstop because he doesn't want us to say anything nice about any other quarterback. So let's do a Patrick Mahomes crazy stats because there will still be some Kansas City fans who be like, you guys didn't give us enough credit, even though I think we spent the last 10 minutes saying Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback on earth.
He might be the best quarterback to ever play. He's on pace to be. Fact or fiction, Hank?
How many Super Bowls?
He's on pace.
I actually have one stat for you, Hank, that's a crazy Patrick Mahomes stat, but then a backdoor Tom Brady stat. You ready for it? Patrick Mahomes is 8-2 in the playoffs when down 7+ points, which is insane.
Yeah.
2 losses were to Tom Brady.
There you go.
But here's some Patrick Mahomes stats. Josh Allen is 17-0 in his career when he doesn't have a turnover. He's now 17-1. Patrick Mahomes is the one. Patrick Mahomes is in his 6th full season. Patrick Mahomes has never not played in the AFC Championship game.
That's as a starter.
As a starter.
Yes.
Yes, 6 full seasons.
Yeah.
I don't count his first season as one of the seasons. He has never not played in the AFC Championship game. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it would be so awesome to have a Patrick Mahomes.
It's just every single year, and he's so good in every big moment. He just shows up. And, he's a thief of joy for everyone else in the NFL. But, God damn it, Kansas City fans, it must be – tell me how it feels. Because I know, like I said, there's a vocal minority that's, like, constantly like, we need more credit. I think most Kansas City fans are just sitting back being like, this is awesome. Every year is awesome. Even when you look bad during the regular season, which the Chiefs did look bad, it doesn't matter. It's just, and you had that too some years where it's like you have down regular seasons, but when it comes to January, there's going to be a guy who's there every single year, and his name is Patrick Mahomes.
But counterpoint, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, then they're starting to get into squandered the window opportunity.
I think the window is so large for
it's
him.
Big. They got a huge window.
They're going to change the whole team. Like Patrick Mahomes is going to play with an entirely different roster 5 years from now and still be doing it.
Yeah, it's like Wes Welker and Randy Moss.
Is he going to start taking less money, though?
It's like different eras.
Yeah, but
Cap's going up.
Besides Travis Kelce and Pacheco, at their skill positions this year, they have nobody. Rashee Rice is nice, and he's getting better. But like you saw with Mecole Hardman, he can't trust most of the guys he passes to. MVS had some nice catches today, but you still can't trust that guy.
Like their receivers next year won't be worse.
They won't be any worse. Tony
It'll probably be better.
Tony won this game by sitting out. I don't know if he was like, Coach, you can't play me, or what happened with that. But it was a miracle that he wasn't playing because that would have been very bad for them. They're going to be better at wide receiver next year. They'll have some guys that can catch the ball. And it's like right now, all that stuff that we've seen from the Chiefs this entire season, all the big holes that they have, it doesn't matter because you're in the AFC Championship game and now it's Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. It's like you still have Patrick Mahomes to go to the Super Bowl. You're in a pretty fucking good spot.
And he's doing, like, again, he's kind of proving your point, Hank. Like, he's doing it with a team that's not as good as it was 3 years ago. He's still doing it. Like, these receivers are not good. Rashee Rice has gotten very good, but like his cast of characters are less than when he won a Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and he's still back in the AFC Championship.
I'm not. He's on pace, but there's a long way to go.
Yes,
like you can be on pace, you can have a good first lap.
But I would bet on Patrick Mahomes because every time I somehow have a future going up against him, it goes up in flames.
When we're still doing this show 10 years from now, you will find no bigger Patrick Mahomes hater than Hank Lockwood.
Yeah.
That might have to start pretty soon,
true.
Hank.
Hank. That's true.
Have you thought about that? Like, when are you going to start hating Mahomes?
I've never liked him.
Really?
See, I've always liked him. He just, it's
I mean,
more
like he's good quarterback. He's fun to watch, but obviously, like they were a rival of ours. He's a nice guy. He's come on the show. Like I don't hate him personally, but yeah, I don't want him to keep winning Super Bowls. Never.
You're gonna have
if he
to,
wins,
that's fair.
If he wins this Super Bowl, then it's
then it's threat level midnight.
It's a good time to slander.
Yeah. You got to amp that hate up. I'm looking forward to you. You know what? This is going to be good for us because Hank will be our shield on this podcast.
Yes.
So any Kansas City fan that thinks that we don't like the Chiefs, it's actually not me and Big Cat. We love Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
It's this guy who's injecting all of his anti-Mahomes, pro-Tom Brady bias into it.
If
Make
he
sure
wins,
you do it this time. It's a good time to slander.
if he wins the Super Bowl with these wide receivers, it really does prove the point
That makes no sense. Like
What do you
that's
mean?
I can't.
It makes a lot of sense.
Hank,
The Patriots have notoriously not had good wide receivers. Julian Edelman is a great wide receiver. I was
Randy Moss
watching.
is a Hall of Famer.
They didn't win a
maybe
Super
best
Bowl,
wide
so that's
receiver.
doesn't really say anything. When I was reminiscing the other day after Belichick left,
You have to
the
say
28
Gronk when
to
you
3
say
game.
receivers. You have to say Gronk.
28-3
Ocho
game,
Cinco.
I was shocked with the receivers. Like I kind of forgot. Obviously, it was Edelman,
Well, James White caught 14 balls.
Chris Hogan,
Where'd he go to school?
the University of Wisconsin.
There we go.
But the Patriots, there's been many examples. Gronk, didn't play in every single Super Bowl. Like that 28-3 game, it was Edelman, Amendola, Chris Hogan.
But that's the point,
Amendola
though.
was pretty good.
No, I know. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just
Are you
saying.
saying white players aren't good wide receivers, Hank?
Malcolm Mitchell,
this sounds
6 for 70.
But here's the thing. What
What
saying,
did he do after that,
but,
Jake?
But my point is, Hank,
Nothing.
he,
Like that's
Martellus Bennett, 5
him,
catches.
Patrick Mahomes
Martellus
getting
Bennett was
to,
100 years old.
to the AFC Championship with this group
And I'm not dissing
proves
those
that he's just going to be there every
Malcolm
single
Mitchell,
year.
He was only in the league for 2 years.
Yeah, but
he was making crucial catches.
But Mahomes is going to be here every single year because he's proving that he can get here every single year.
For
And
sure.
you know how it
For
is.
sure.
Like AFC Championship games, they're kind of coin flip games. Like you can't just guarantee. But like getting to the AFC Championship game every year means that you have a shot every single year to win a Super Bowl, and that's what he's going to do. That just his presence is going to do that.
That I got a little triggered. That point is correct. That it proves he's going to do it. But it also was true for Brady. Like Brady also,
Right,
got there.
I'm
with whoever
saying
he
that's
had.
what
Yeah,
I'm.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
agreeing with you. I think it's a mirror image where like the Chiefs are going to turn over the roster 2 or 3 times in his career, and it doesn't matter because it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're going to have all new guys. Like we'll be 10 years from now doing this show, and you'll be the number 1 Patrick Mahomes hater, and PFT and I will be like, "This is crazy how he keeps doing it," and he'll have a bunch of guys that are like in middle school right now playing on his team and winning. And going to the AFC Championship game and winning Super Bowls. Think about that. There's going to be guys. There's a kid right now, maybe a kid who's listening to this show, who's 12 years old, who's going to be catching balls from Patrick Mahomes in an AFC Championship game in year 2035.
Like winning Mahomes' last Super Bowl for him on the way out of town.
That is how good Patrick Mahomes is. That's the mind-blowing part. There's a 13-year-old right now who will be Patrick Mahomes' main target in the 2035 AFC Championship.
Baby Diggs.
Baby Diggs.
Baby
Yeah.
Gronk.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is my hope is that they lose. They lose this year. They don't win the Super Bowl, and then just Joe Burrow or Josh Allen, they can beat him once, and then maybe the next Mahomes comes along, and like after it's all said and done, it's like he was the best quarterback of all time, so talented, but he only won like 3 Super Bowls. That's the path.
You need Joe.
Need Joe.
3 is a lot of
and
Super
need Josh.
Bowls, by the way.
Yeah, that's a decent amount.
It's a ton.
Imagine having double that
I
amount.
would love to have the statement, only 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, it'd be good. My life would be so much better if I had even a third.
That was one of those
three.
moments where you don't realize the privilege you're talking from.
Oh, I know.
He
just
only won 3 Super Bowls.
Big Cat and I were extremely complimentary of the Kansas City Chiefs. Unfortunately, Hank Lockwood had to slander Patrick Mahomes. That's unfortunate, but it's to be expected.
But I do want to hear from Chiefs fans because I assume most Chiefs fans are just sitting back being like, this fucking rocks. Every year rocks. And you know that it's going to rock for the next decade.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
It's pretty damn
a lot
cool.
of pressure though.
A lot of pressure. All right, so let's talk about the games real quick. Just initial reaction. Before we do that, PFT do a couple ads, and then we will let's talk. Maybe play Whose Line Is It Anyway, and quickly talk about the championship games, which we'll talk about a lot more this week.
Part of my take is sponsored by BetterHelp. Around New Year's, we get obsessed with how to change ourselves instead of just expanding on what we're already doing right. Maybe you finally organized one part of your space and you want to tackle another. Or maybe you're taking your supplements every morning and now you want to actually eat breakfast too. Therapy helps you find your strengths so you can ditch the extreme resolutions and make changes that really stick. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, you get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit BetterHelp.com/PMT today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT. Part of My Take is also brought to you by Instacart. I'm at the football game. I'm at the grocery store. You know Instacart. I use Instacart all the time. Instacart delivers to my house very frequently. I use it for all sorts of grocery store products. Use it for household goods. Instacart is the best. You don't have to get off your couch. You can sit back. You can be watching sports and also taking care of grocery shopping all at the same time. Some say the separation is in the preparation, like how you can easily prep for the game from home and skip the trip to the store, kick back and grab the recliner to watch the game all before anyone else can get to it. You can order snacks, you can order drinks, ingredients for your mom's wing recipe. You can order folding tables to smash. You can get all of it delivered in as fast as 30 minutes. Grocery shopping for the week doesn't need to cut into game time. With all your favorite retailers at your fingertips, Instacart can help you stock the fridge and the pantry. And if you eat 7-layer dip and chicken wings all week, that's okay. You can order more of those too. If you're busy during the week, guess what? Maybe your only time to shop for groceries is on the weekend. Nobody wants to go to the grocery store, wait in those lines on a Saturday or Sunday morning. Use Instacart. You can take care of things that you want to be doing instead of shopping for groceries. Visit instacart.com or download the app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply.
Okay. I did see the lines, so I will recuse myself. If you guys want to guess
I've not seen them.
what they are, I will tell you.
I know.
You know them? All right,
Okay.
you have to guess.
All right. I'm going to say San Francisco is favored by 5.5.
Ooh. You got an edge in your model because the Niners are favored by 7.
7. Okay. I do have an edge.
You love the line.
Can Brock play outdoors? That's the big discussion.
Okay.
And
then-
so on the other side, I'm going to say the Ravens by 3.5.
Yes, you're right. It opened at 3.
Moved
Bet
up.
to 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because the Bills were 2.5 today. Right?
Yes.
And so the Ravens, I imagine, are factored into that as being a little bit better.
Yeah. I even though we just did that whole talk about how incredible the Chiefs are and Patrick Mahomes, while watching that game, I was like, the big winner here is the Ravens because it felt like everyone got injured on both sides of the ball. I don't know what the Chiefs' injuries will look like, but I think there was 3 offensive starters that went out, or defensive starters that went out at various points of the game, and the Ravens have that extra day, and they had a week off, and their defense is not the same as what the Chiefs faced in the Dolphins or the Bills. And again, I say all this knowing that Patrick Mahomes is inevitable.
Yeah, I mean everything.
No, I know.
We just said.
I know.
Chiefs had,
No, I know.
Everything
Chiefs
you just
3.5
said,
is
I could tell you could get that guy that you just described plus money.
Yeah, no, he's I think 8-3 as an underdog. Like he's you got to bet the Chiefs. You got to bet the Chiefs. I have a Ravens future, but I know that it's the same thing. I'm going to be doing deja vu on Friday. What did I say on the show? I think the Chiefs are going to win the game against the Bills. On Friday this week, I'm going to say I think the Chiefs are going to win this game, but I'm just riding with it.
The Ravens defense is much, much better than the Bills defense.
Yes.
Way better.
And it's going to be Lamar's going to have to be, great Lamar, which he's been all year.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in him. But Patrick Mahomes is a 3.5-point underdog. How do you not take that?
It's going to have to be remarkable.
He's going to have to be remarkable. And as for the Lions, I feel like the Lions can win that game.
Yeah. Yeah. They can. They definitely can. I think the Lions are way better than the Packers right now at this moment. I know they played this year, but I think the Lions they're on a hot streak right now. The defense looks great, way better than it did back on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So anything's possible. I'm going to take the Lions. I'm telling you that right now. And I think I might take the Ravens.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's insane, but
move.
It's a once in a generation quarterback. It's gonna.
Oh,
Be like
I
this for the
like
next
what
10
Hank's
years.
doing. We hit him. We hit him with something.
No, I hit myself.
No, but we hit him.
I mean, you guys were just like literally
He's hurt. He's hurt right now.
gargling.
He's hurt
for the
right
last
now.
20
Yeah, we
minutes.
glazed him.
We can't win. We can't win.
We get accused of glazing Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
on this
Well, that was
podcast
like
all
I think
the
the
time.
longest segment in the history of this show was you guys just talking about Patrick.
Oh, yeah,
Because
you're so
and then
mad.
you just go.
The guy's
Hank's
gone to
over Ravens.
6 straight. He's only been in the AFC Championship game. He's never not been in the AFC Championship game. It's insane.
Hank's mad right now. Hank's
I
so
don't know.
mad.
Hank does love a plus sign.
Yeah, but I get it. But we hit it. We struck a chord. We finally. I think.
Well, it's like you're
actually,
saying he's.
I think
he's
we
not even
finally-
he's not going to make the Super Bowl.
now people.
He's that good.
Now people are.
He
gonna-
lost to Joe Burrow already. He lost to Lamar Jackson.
I think we finally passed the test. When people are like, "You guys don't talk enough about how great the Chiefs are," they were right because we had to hit the Hank test. The minute we got Hank mad means that we've done our job talking about how great the Chiefs are.
We put Patrick Mahomes in the proper historical context.
We did. We finally I feel like we
and then
finally
said,
hit
like,
the
yeah, it's probably going to be the Ravens.
No, I said the Chiefs.
No, I know, but PFT has set me off.
Yeah, sorry. Listen, Hank, I
that,
only
then
feel what I
who's
feel.
Lamar Jackson?
Also, Hank,
If-
one thing you should know is I'm a terrible gambler.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
if I'm saying I like the Ravens, you should know I am giving Patrick Mahomes enough credit in my own sick way because I'm so bad at betting.
Here's what's going to happen if the Chiefs win on Sunday. I'm just going to have to make a literal graveyard. Maybe put it behind me, and it's just Patrick Mahomes smiling, and it's Eagles 22-1, Bills 35-1, Ravens 18-1. Patrick Mahomes is the Grim Reaper for anything. Next year, I'm going to just put my kids' education.
2014 draft or 2017.
Okay, don't do that.
2014.
Don't do that. Next year, I think I'm just going to put my kids college education on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, no matter what the price in August, and just be like, I don't care.
We already declared that they won the AFC West next year.
You guys had me set the reminder, then I told you, and you're like, screw that.
No.
Yeah,
That's
because
what happened this
we're
year.
dumb.
Yeah. Well,
Very, very dumb.
Yeah, I just never going to do a future in it. Oh, and the Bengals too. I forgot the Bengals last year too. He's killed that. He just slays them.
He's really good, Hank.
But what about the Ravens?
Great. He's great.
Hank is so triggered. I love it.
Well, no, I'm
Congrats.
with you. I'm with you. You convinced me. Like I'm going to unload on the Chiefs. He's a underdog. How
It's
could
a
that?
once
How
in
is
a
that
lifetime
possible?
money
How is that possible?
proposition.
And he can win on the road.
Yeah.
We found that out today.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes can fix the economy. Just be an underdog.
Yeah.
Everyone can be a millionaire tomorrow. We should actually make that TikTok. Here's how I made $1 million. I took a mortgage out on my house, and then I bet on Patrick Mahomes as an underdog.
Hustle.
Yeah. Okay. Let's finish up the show. Who's back of the week? Brought to you by our friends at Roback. The Roback question is, who's back of the week? Go to roback.com, RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Roback.com, promo code TAKE. Hank, who's back of the week?
My who's back of the week is amateurs.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Hank stole my who's back of the week again. It's like 6 weeks in a row, Hank.
Get better. Think smarter, not harder.
Wait, how can I think you did the same one I did?
Right. So you should think like I'm going to always take yours because I think ahead, and then you have to think about what I wouldn't take.
Okay.
You know?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. And now I'm going to think about what you would think that I wouldn't take and then take that.
Yeah.
Nick Dunlap, golfer, won the Amex Open. He is 20 years old, Alabama. So he's an amateur.
Yep.
Prize purse was $1.5 million. He wins none of that. And the prize money just goes down. So the guy that came in second, Nick Gesundheit,
Okay.
got the $1.5 million, so on and so forth.
That rules.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, obviously he's going to have a great career ahead of him, but it can't feel good as it probably feels to win the tournament, to be like, damn, I didn't win him
I could have
$1.5
gotten
million.
paid.
Yeah.
You know,
Although
we
he'll probably get NIL.
We actually could do that in the state of Illinois if you bet on if you bet on a team to win a college championship and Illinois ends up winning and you have the second place team, you'd get the money.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he finished, what is he?
So we could do that.
28 under par? Is that what he was
29.
at? 29 under par. And he gets no money like Hank said, but he should drop his Venmo. He should let everyone know what his Venmo is.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the very least, he should set up a meeting with Mohammed bin Salman.
Mm-hmm.
MBS could actually make this right.
Yeah.
Just cut the
One
kid a
stroke
check
of a pen.
right now.
That was incredible, though, because we were watching it. We thought that he was going to choke a million times.
Well, yeah,
Like,
he had a double bogey, I think the 6th or 7th hole, and you thought he was toast.
Yeah.
And then he birdied the next hole and just came right back. It was
Nuts.
crazy.
Apparently, he teaches Nick Saban putting lessons.
Yeah,
too.
he called into the Golf Channel and he was
Yeah.
saying that.
It was
Crazy.
Cool. It was cool to see. Very cool. Congratulations.
33 years since the last time, Phil Mickelson.
Played with Justin Thomas in the final round. Also went to Alabama.
Wait, how long has it been, Big Cat?
Wild,
33
yeah.
years.
33. That's a long time for
Long.
And
sports
he's the
to
youngest
go.
amateur ever.
Yeah.
Or
First-
since 1910.
Like
1910.
between years like that in the massive sports calendar to have something so unlikely happen, 34 years apart,
33.
33 years.
Yes.
That's
so
crazy.
he won the last time a amateur won a PGA event was 1991. I don't know who was
What was even
Maybe
happening
different.
in 1991?
in like the NFC Championship game or something.
I know the Redskins made the Super Bowl that year.
Crazy.
I forget who they beat in the
It's
playoffs
crazy.
in the NFC Championship game.
Jake, did you
I
turn
saw
on your
a,
mic. What's up?
Oh, I was just trying to fill in the blanks.
Oh, what do you got?
The Lions.
Oh, we already
no
talked
way.
about it. Ha ha.
I know, that's why I didn't
No,
say
no, no.
anything.
We literally already talked about it when you went and took a piss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we were trying to beat you to it.
Got
I
me.
said it's the first time in 33 years. Also an amateur. I was like, let's get this wild out before Jake comes back from his piss.
Well, the wild I tweeted out today is if I'm rooting for the Chiefs and Lions.
talked
next
about
week.
that.
Yeah,
we
we
covered
talked
that
about
one
that too. Ha!
Actually?
Yeah.
Covered it.
Yeah. No, we literally, you can listen back. I was like, Jake rooting for this storyline is peak Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pumped.
And jackets.
Jackets.
And sick jackets.
What was your jacket of the week, Hank?
I like the Nike ones.
Yeah, the Nike
ESPN
ones.
Yeah. See, Hank's on my side.
Those are clean. All the CBS ones, black on black, was
Yeah, that was my jacket of the week.
It's a clean look.
I have a question for you guys about our dear friend Tony Romo. Is he rocking hair plugs
Yeah, you
or a
said
wig?
that. That would kind of take him down a notch. I'd like that.
He's got a little.
We
There's
can
like
make fun of him.
a little Carl Ravage separation between the poof and the scalp. I noticed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something to keep an eye on.
By the way, since we're doing crazy stats, I completely forgot about this. Did you guys see that Christian McCaffrey on Saturday, he scored 2 touchdowns. He now has 23 touchdowns this year
Does he really?
in the year's 2023.
That's wild.
Wild. Pretty crazy, huh?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
cool. All right, PFT, who's back?
My who's back of the week is the Pit. This is why I was rooting for Buffalo today for their Pit. Have you guys heard about the legend of the Pit?
Well, and also we can't get Josh Allen's dick out of our mouth.
That's true. Hang on.
Oh,
pull it
it's
out.
crazy we could podcast.
And I got some pubes in my teeth. Yeah, the Pit in Buffalo or in Orchard Park is the new hotness for pregame activities.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently it actually started, I think it's September this year. Remember we did that story about the Bills fan that was like tripping on all sorts of psychedelics and went down there and had to be evacuated and arrested because he was like covered in human excrement.
Mm-hmm.
He was covered in shit and he was like tripping balls on acid. And for the past 5 weeks at home games, there's been a different Bills fan that's jumped down into the pit to the point where they have had to put up fences all around and have security being like, you have to stay out of this pit.
Yeah.
Stay out of the pit. You might get seriously injured or die if you go in the pit. Bills Mafia doesn't give a fuck. Now it's a challenge to them. Now it's like, well, I got to get in that fucking pit. We're on a hot streak right now.
Yeah.
So today before the game, there was a Bills fan that jumped down into the pit again. It's going to be a tradition. It's going to be the new jumping off. There's really no difference between jumping like onto a table and shattering it than jumping into the pit. It's the same thing. It's like, here's something that you shouldn't do.
Right.
Well, guess what? I'm going to do it because I'm drunk enough.
Yeah.
So that tradition,
and it rocks.
I predict, is going to continue in Buffalo big time.
Yeah.
Get down. We got to go down the pit.
Hey, we got to go in the pit.
Go in that pit. So
yeah.
The pit's back.
All right, my who's back. I got 2. The first is Tara Van Derver, Stanford head coach. She broke the record for winningest coach in college basketball history.
Holy
She's
shit.
always been my GOAT. Coach T is what I call her.
You can't make an argument that she's not the greatest college basketball coach of all time.
It's unassailable.
Vanderveer.
Whatever.
She
What'd I
deserves
say?
it.
about
She's the
Pat
GOAT.
Summitt?
She deserves the.
Numbers
Pat
never
Summitt?
lie.
Not as many wins as Tara Vanderveer.
Gino?
Not as many wins.
You name some more college coaches.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Who else could even be close?
Kim Mulkey, not as many wins. Anyone on the men's side?
Dean Smith.
Nope, not as many wins.
John Wooten.
John Wooden has to.
John
Nope,
Wooten.
not as many wins. Anyone else, Hank? Any other brain busters?
Nope, it's good who's back.
Okay. Coach K? No, not as many wins.
Bobby Knight.
Nope, not as many wins. And
He's got to be up there, right?
yeah, but not as many wins.
She coached the Olympics too.
Probably. Sure.
How many gold medals?
She probably doesn't need the
6.
stat pad.
Yeah, she probably didn't force her way to keep coaching the Olympics when it's very clear that you coach for one cycle and that's it.
Is that it?
Does she dye her hair?
Let's see. Why don't we
Nope, she doesn't.
Why would you
That's
start a? You know, why would you start?
Oh,
a,
she's
She
in
did
basketball.
coach in the Olympics.
Yes. Fuck yes. She won a gold.
Gold in '96 in Atlanta.
Yes.
Wait, just
and then
one?
because she understood you don't just sit on this job and keep coaching the Olympics so that you can get fucking LeBron to FaceTime a recruit and be like, come to Stanford.
Got it. Interesting.
That's what I was gonna say. And then my other who's back is also coaches, Nick Sirianni. I think he's gonna keep his job. So congrats.
Yay.
I'm excited for him. Good coach.
Pug's iffy.
Bugs iffy.
If there's one person that can fix the mess that Nick Sirianni has created, it's Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
He's
just do,
probably
like,
got,
this in the
like,
mic and then just say Pug.
He's probably got some cool trust fall or, something.
New
Rope-
coordinators is good, Pug.
Okay, nice. Ropes course.
Yeah, he's going to take you, not just a leadership team building experience.
Mm-hmm.
An escape room, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what percentage of escape rooms are booked by corporate retreats that everybody hates going to.
Yeah, and Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni.
So anyone want to say congrats to Nick Sirianni?
Congrats to Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep your job in this league.
It is.
It is.
Max, congrats. Coach Sirianni. Coach S.
Jake said it.
Oh, you didn't want to say congrats. Okay. I'm happy. Continuity is important.
Yeah, look at the Steelers.
Yeah.
If Brian Johnson is also back, it's gonna.
Okay, so this is who we're now rooting for to come back?
What are you going to do?
It's just on the 2025.
Okay. Damn. Wow.
What did you guys think about the Caitlin Clark situation?
Flop.
I saw
My who's back
yeah.
of the week is debates about court storming.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry.
nice. Flop.
So
It was a flop.
I saw the alternate angle.
It was a flop.
Caitlin Clark, who is the GOAT in women's college basketball.
How many wins?
I don't know
Not as many
exactly,
as
but
Coach T.
What about Candace Parker?
she's the active GOAT. We
Okay.
can say that.
Uh-huh.
Diana Taurasi?
Sue Bird.
Active in women's college basketball. Iowa, they lost
Wait.
to.
What, Angel
She's
Reese?
the GOAT? She's won a title then.
Okay.
Angel Reese beat her head to head.
Okay,
She
you
hasn't
got
won
me.
shit. Right?
She's
It's like Mahomes and Josh
the
Allen.
most exciting women's college basketball player right now.
You're Caitlin Clark Glazer.
yeah. Wow.
Quick
She
laser.
hasn't won shit.
She's like Doug McDermott.
She's a choke artist.
She's a great college basketball player.
Yeah.
So
She's
Iowa
very, very good.
lost at Ohio State. Ohio State stormed the court, and there was a little bit of a.
Wait, is there an
was a
alternate angle?
collision.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
There was a
I
collision.
want to
You
see
didn't
the
see the-
alternate. I didn't see the alternate.
you
I saw
serious?
I saw the main one that I was like, that's a flop.
Big Keg, who's our
Oh, it gets-
what's
it
the name of
gets-
our second best college football reporter?
Brandon Walker.
Yeah, go to his Twitter timeline. He has that video pulled up.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up.
He's
I
a-
mean, I knew it was a flop from the regular angle.
He's the second mic on Mostly Sports.
Oh my god! And
It's
all the
borderline.
time.
It's like reverse assault.
Yeah, no, she pushed her.
So she fell to the ground, grabbed her head, and then she got apologized to by Ohio State's athletic.
Oh my god!
She leaned into the contact.
The girl was just minding her own business, and Caitlin Clark shoved her, and then just did a pirouette and fell.
Yeah, it's
This is insane.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Our friend Hawkeyes. I gotta see what he's probably having a meltdown.
I actually I put part of the blame on Caitlin Clark for the flop and the other part of the blame on Ohio State University because and I'm usually completely in favor of court storming. Ohio State, come on, you're Ohio State.
Yeah.
Come on, act like you've been there before.
No,
Ohio
Ohio
State
State
all
basketball.
court storming is good court storming. You can't-
Yeah.
They can't beat Michigan, so they got to do it somehow. This is I think he pivoted once he saw the extra flop.
Also, Ohio State's ranked right now.
Yeah. Well, again, I am in favor.
That's
of
an
court
all-time
storming.
flop.
Yeah.
Oh
I-
my
I-
god!
I like if you're a college kid, you're having fun in a game.
Definitely.
Storm the court. I'm saying it would be nice if Ohio State expected to win a game like that.
I'm mad now.
Yeah, the girl you like kind of tries to avoid it too.
Justice for the other girl. Damn. That's bad. Because Caitlin Clark is she's so much fun to watch, and she's so good at basketball. And it's I think we had this take last year. It's like, it's great that women's basketball has gotten to a point where like people like are hating and like talking shit.
Yes.
That means that people care. But there are a lot of people who hate Caitlin Clark of other teams. This is going to be just red meat for them.
It's giving you a lot of material to work with.
She did have 45 today.
Well, and lost. That would be glazing, Jake. That's what you're doing. That'd be like if we said Josh Allen played a perfect game. He did not. That's fact.
She had 7 turnovers. Not a perfect
How many
game.
shots did she miss, Jake?
She was.
I can't hear you over her dick in your mouth. You fucking glazer. It is good, though. Like, yeah, you're
12
right.
of 25.
After the women's national championship game last year, it was that everyone was mad online arguing about the game.
Right.
And treating it like you should treat sports.
Right. Sports should be.
As opposed to just rooting for everyone and hoping that everyone has fun and plays well.
A great lesson in life is sports should trigger you.
Yes.
You should be very triggered by the outcome of a sports game.
Right. Like, look at Hank.
Right. Exactly.
You should be able to. You should be able to.
I was triggered when the Bills lost.
You should be able to talk for 2 hours after the games are over about how one game that has absolutely nothing to do with your favorite team makes you angry.
Right.
Because they might one day threaten the legacy of your favorite team. You should get viscerally upset. You should want to like punch somebody in the face. You get so mad about that.
No, I'm
That's
not
sports.
upset. I'm just upset when you have to listen and are succumbed to the glazing. You're in the room next door just listening to and then after that, they walk out and they're like, yeah, that guy sucked.
You would have sucked Tom Brady's dick in an instant if you asked you to.
Yeah,
He went to
probably.
jail. He went to jail for him.
But then I wouldn't reverse,
Like I said,
and then go walk away and be like,
Our job is finally
Lamar
done.
Jackson.
PFT, we've
you're
done
next.
it. Yep. I apologize for all of the last 6 years of this show. Anyone who said that we did not treat the Chiefs, give them as much respect as they deserve, you were right. Now you are wrong because we triggered Hank, and that was the moment.
Yep.
That was the moment it all crystallized where it's like, oh, okay, we've done it.
Win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Hank, you know what? You're going to have to not only you're going to hate the Chiefs entirely because you're going to have to start hating Mahomes. And if they win another Super Bowl, you're going to have to start hating Andy Reid.
You should start finding these 13-year-olds that are going to end up being on the Chiefs and start hating them early.
Yeah.
Get on the hate early. Look at some big boards for 2032. All right, good show, boys. Great show. Only 3 games of football left. Cherish it. Love it. We have some good shows coming up. Okay. Numbers.
8.
18.
40.
20.
3.
99 pug.
71. Shane? 20? 21.
Yeah, I'm going to change it. 15 for Mahomes.
Oh, shout out.
Glaze.
All right, I'm going to change it to 6 for the amount of
All right,
AFC championships Mahomes gone to.
Good.
I'm going to change it to 8.
What's 8?
Lamar Jackson.
Oh,
It's also the number I
Hater.
take every time.
24.
Oh,
Mahomes going to win 24 Super Bowls?
that's incredible.
That was going to be 2 and 4.
Wow. All right, see everyone on Wednesday.
Love you guys.